India. This is a very, very special launch for us, and we are obviously celebrating this with some of our core Me fans as well. So let me get straight to it. But there is a key surprise right at the end of. So you want to probably hang around, especially for those people who are watching us live, for about 25 to 30 minutes. Depends on how much time Manu takes. Uh, but there is something that you wouldn't want to miss. So let's get started. Before we start, these are the hashtags for today. So we're using two hashtags. I would request all of you to use these hashtags when you're tweeting or writing about it. It'll be really helpful for us. So let's get started. A couple of key updates. We recently finished our Diwali first week sales. It has been absolutely incredible. We've had amazing results, something that at least we never thought were possible. In just that first week, we did 5.3 million devices overall. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. When you start breaking this down, it's absolutely staggering because for that entire week, we were selling 525 devices every minute. So from the time I came onto the stage, at that speed, we would have sold already 1,000+ devices. It was that quick. But what was also very dear and near to us is the number that we got on our smartphones. We sold 3.8 million smartphones, which incidentally is a new record for the Indian smartphone industry. It beats the previous record by more than 50%. Do you know what the previous record was? And who held it? Correct. So the previous record was actually Xiaomi India in 2018. That itself was an unbelievable number. But compared to that, this year we saw a 50% jump. It was absolutely amazing. Of course, we had all those amazing devices. The Note 7S, the Note 7 Pro did exceedingly well. The K20 series continues to do really well. But we also recently announced a new device, and that got an amazing reception. We announced the new Redmi 8A. It, what we believe, is the new benchmark for what an entry-level device should be, right? And that's why we called it Desh Ka Damdar smartphone. There are 8 reasons why people really loved it. Right from the battery, supporting Type-C, supporting a fast charge, something that you didn't really expect in an entry-level device, to an amazing design. And I don't know if how many people have seen it already. I must urge you, you must go and see this. The Aura Wave Grip design on this is absolutely amazing. But not just that, we got in performance, we got in an amazing camera with the large pixel size, and it also comes with the crowd favorite, which is the wireless FM radio. And of course, the Redmi protection. So it's covered with P2I, it's got Gorilla Glass. So overall, a complete Damdar package. And of course, the media's loved the Redmi 8A. Right from the beginning, Mr. Phone called it completely loaded. While India Today group loved the design. They absolutely loved the design, and we actually sent them the sunset red because I think that's an amazing color, and they absolutely loved it. Gaurav at Technical Guruji, he called it amazing design with an awesome battery. And of course, I think BGR sums it the best. Just says, packs a punch, right? And it does that. But not just that, our fans have also loved it. They've loved the battery, they've loved the support for fast charging coming in, Type-C, the amazing camera sensors. Overall, it has been really, really well received. And the 8A was sold out during the Diwali with Me first wave. We are working towards getting more, and we will go on sale again pretty soon. Now that brings us to today's launch, which is the Redmi 8. So let me start off with the first part that you are going to love about the Redmi 8. It is what we are calling the camera champion. Yes, it supports an AI dual camera coming in. And not just any dual camera, it's a 12 megapixel dual camera with f-stop ratio of f1.8. Right? This is something that you saw on flagships just a year back. Right? It's absolutely amazing there. And it's a large pixel size as well. Along with that, it's dual PD or dual autofocus pixels, which means it lets you focus a lot faster. Let me deep dive into each of these things. So with the f1.8 aperture, means the lens size is bigger, which also means that it lets in a lot more details and a lot more light coming in into the sensor, which obviously means that if you've got more details, you get better images. Along with that, the 1.4 micron pixels means that you're getting 25% more light getting captured on the sensor. Overall, it gives you amazing results. No surprises for guessing? It's having a Sony IMX363 sensor. So, we absolutely love the sensor. We started using the sensor with the Mi Mix 2S. From there, of course, our friends over at Poco used it on the F1 and got some amazing results. And you see that incredibly on the Redmi 8 coming in. And of course, what you do get is the detailing. If you look at this particular image, now this particular image is indoor with outdoor light or sunlight coming in. And it's able to capture all the details. Even if you look at the corners where that wood paneling is there, you can see each and every layer of that paneling very clearly. And it's as good as where the light is a lot more. And if you kind of pixel peep, you can even realize that all the details have been kept in perfectly. Right? So that's obviously the magic of a bigger lens and a larger sensor coming into play. But what you also get is high dynamic range. From all the people in Bangalore, you would recognize where this is. Bangalore Palace. So we were trying to take a shot here. And of course, what you can see is the amazing detail that you can get. Right? The entire brick wall, each of these bricks can be made out perfectly. However, let's not forget that this is a dual autofocus pixel sensor. That means it's able to capture light a lot faster. That means less blurring. And this was a happy accident that at the same time, there was a helicopter passing by, and that also got captured. Now, that's not the focus point, right? But what's amazing is you do not see any blurring on the blades, right? And that's the magic that you get with this. Now, this is obviously during the day. Even during dusk, or when the lighting conditions are a little tougher, it does an incredible job. If you look at the detailing that you get on the lamp post, right, all of that has been preserved perfectly. Now let's go even further. Let's look at the night shot. Now when you're looking at the low light, this is where your 1.4 micron pixel size really comes handy. If you look at this particular image, now this has been taken at night, and you can clearly see everything. Let me zoom in a bit and do what you love. Should obviously be a mantra for everyone. But this phone also does this really well. And while we were focusing on the signage, what you can also see is the magic of this sensor, because you can count each of the 129 LEDs in that traffic signal. And all that has also come in perfectly clear. I've counted 129. So yeah, take my word for it, right, along with the portraiture. Now with AI scene detection, we've got 33 categories that the Redmi 8 can recognize on the fly while you're taking a photograph, and auto-tune that image so that it gives you the best result for you to share. Of course, if you're in a garden and you're taking a picture of the grass or the flowers, it gives you the best possible picture. But even things like when you're doing food photography or you take capturing buildings, so the earlier building that you saw, which was the Bangalore Palace, may or may not have used the AI scene detection. It did. And then, of course, when you're taking smaller objects like flowers, it's able to kind of detect those flowers, boost up the colors, boost up the dynamic range, play around with the ISO. So you don't have to go into the pro mode every time. This camera ensures that you get the best possible picture every single time. And that's the AI dual camera. And we've tied up with Google. We've partnered with Google to make this a smarter camera. Right? The Google Lens on the Redmi 8 supports translation between I'm saying between 104 languages, which means, I'll give you a couple of examples. Now you are traveling to Bangalore, right? And you want to take the metro. You just point the camera towards the metro map and it'll auto-translate everything to English. So I might not know how to read Kannada, but now with the help of Google Lens and the power that Google brings to the table, you can do that. Suppose you're traveling to Hyderabad, right, and you see a sign which is in Telugu. Now it's able to detect that and translate that to English as well. And it's not just that. Suppose you know Kannada and you're traveling to Hyderabad, it will translate from Telugu to Kannada, right? So it's the language that you need to know the most, and it'll translate everything else out there. Now that's two examples. Now, for example, you're traveling to, say, Barcelona, right? There's Mobile World Congress, and you want to go there and just be on your own. It can also do from Catalan to English. So, like I said, there are 104 languages that give you that live translation, which unlocks a lot of potential. So next time you're traveling, you don't have to be afraid of what you come across. You know what you're seeing, and you're able to translate that live into your language, so you are never lost. And that's the power of Google Lens, and that comes on the Redmi 8. Now that's the back cameras, so AI dual cameras, and now with Google Lens comes smart. In the front, we've got an 8 megapixel AI selfie camera. Now that means with the AI, you get